schools. And I realize that there's a lot of children, less children, but still, um, you know, like you say, the area, you know, bring children to Westmeath rather than closing it. If there's children elsewhere, we could do that as well.
Councillor Rieger?
I want to add that Councillor Mackay and I attended the first meeting, and there was certainly a good turnout at that. Regardless of the outcome, Neil, I just commend you for all your efforts, and I think all of council would agree that you've done a lot of work behind the scenes. I know you've had Jessica, you've had others helping you along the way, but you've been a great leader in this, and I do commend you, and regardless of the outcome, thank you.
Mayor? You weren't too late again, were you?
That can't be said too often anyway. It's I would think a standing ovation for this gentleman would be in order. What I was going to mention is, now we have news media here on a regular basis, and she has heard our whole conversation, so she definitely has a plus toward this. But we have been asked if we would do an interview. Now it was Darrell, Councillor McLaughlin, myself, were asked if we would do an interview with the citizen next Monday, giving the Councillor McLaughlin went through the closure of Mindview, so it would be an overview of that, and then comments from myself on what we feel we're losing, and the long-term disability of that. And if it's all right with council, we would request that we would be allowed to do that.
Consensus? Yeah. Yeah, go ahead, Neil.
Sorry, just to add, because I know Connie's back there writing down everything I say. When it comes to addressing it with the ministry, the thing that I recommend is that from a municipal perspective, it can't all be about we can't close Westmeath, because even from a municipality's perspective, it may be the right thing to close Westmeath, and that may be it. The fundamental problem here is that you're not involved in that decision, and you haven't been able to set the conditions for that over the past 2 or 3 years to come to the right thing for the township. So the lack of your involvement is the issue. Closing Westmeath and sending the kids to Beechburg, maybe you would have thought of that too. But not being involved causes more problems than being excluded. So I just want to be careful. I'm not falling on my sword. We can't close it. I'd love to keep it open, but from your perspective, I recommend that you take a broader approach and fight your involvement.
And I think, just to add to that, I think it's more about the rural way of living than it is simply about individual school closings. I was involved, actually I was in the school in Forsters Falls when I was that age in grade 4 when it got closed, and I can remember that vividly, where it closed, and very shortly after, businesses started closing as well. And anybody that's old enough to remember, actually I think I'm the youngest one here. Sorry. Except for Marcia. But businesses started closing. So you had Ditburners that were closed, the Scott Bell store closed, and my family had a gas station, it closed, and these were all very shortly after the school closed. So anybody that thinks that this just impacts families with school-aged children, they're sorely mistaken. This impacts the entire community. So I think it's very important that, as Councillor Jackson said, whether it's a foregone conclusion or not, we've got to pound the drum here. So I do have a motion. Be it resolved, the Planning Committee of the Township Whitewater Region directs the CAO to inform the Renfrew County District School Board that Council wishes to be a delegation at the May 16th School Board meeting to protest the possible closure of Westmeath Public School. All in favor? Carried. Okay, so we probably won't get this out right now, but so for this letter to go, we'll need an outline of points, who will be at the delegation. It's May 16th, which is a Monday night, 2 weeks from, well, in 2 weeks. So I think we'll need to maybe, I don't think we'll get all this out right now, but we'll have to have a very quick discussion about what our points for this delegation will be. And I think we should all try to make an effort to get there. Whoever can make it, I think a show of force would be good too. CEO?
So what I've jotted down here is, it just out of these conversations, and thank you, Neil, for your excellent points, that council was not involved in this decision. We collect the school board money through our tax bills, but have no say in this kind of decision. And have they considered the rural way of life and the huge impact on the economy of Whitewater region that a decision such as this is, or has that impact? And in the email to Minister Sandals, I did stress that, in small communities, the school is frequently, it's not just a school. It's the heart of the community. Events go on there. It's multi-purposed. It's not just young children in classrooms. So what I would appreciate, in order that I can start working on this letter, is that if you'd all give this some thought and jot down 2 or 3 points that are important to you, email them to me. I will incorporate them into a letter, and I do need names of who is going to be on this delegation, because that is a requirement.
Mayor? Okay.
I just want to make a comment. Like, everything that we have heard is a statistic, and statistics can pretty well make anything sound terrible. But Councillor McLaughlin will tell you that before the school at the end of Mindview Road closed, there were, I believe, close to 2,000 people working at a mine. So when we lost the school, we lost 2,000 jobs shortly thereafter. If you want to play statistics, let's throw that around. It's not crazy if other people use it as artillery, if you use it as artillery. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Neil. So if you want to tell people to get back to by tomorrow. So can we nail down tonight, right now, who can make this delegation? So Dave, Hal, at this point I can make it as well. 16th, it's good. Charlene, Monday night, yeah. I assume in Pembroke.
It's 1270 Pembroke Street West.
Do you know what time?
Not yet. Oh,
6
is
o'clock.
it 6? Okay.
Thank you.
Are you good as well? Did you put your hand up for that? So Charlene, Chris, Darrell's good.
I just have to check my schedule, because I'm not sure if it's a Civitan night for bingo for me or not.
Okay.
If it isn't, if I'm free, I'm certainly willing to go.
We can almost rent a van. Good, so that's all of council. Okay. So that's almost all of council. Thank you. So that concludes planning committee.
Can we take a 5-minute?
Let's take a 5-minute break.